again, had it on in the background more than anything else. Don't have too much to say about it. It does feel like, again, we keep talking about how we think AEW is listening to us, and I think Brandi is listening to us because she was fighting through a bit less molasses, I think, on Tuesday night.
Oh yeah, I was shocked. I think the first thing I did after I saw that, it was I went and told Bill. I was like, dude, hey, you got to watch this match because it did not look as slow, and some of these matches are just so painful to watch. And this one, I'll admit, I sat through the entire match. I watched it, and then the fucking that horror, again, the horrible. Whatchamacallit, the run-in at the end.
Well, this is, again, a storytelling problem, and I feel like you could be able to take a shot every time I say that when we're doing the show when it comes to AEW. But again, I don't understand the whole thing with Red Velvet. I mean, yeah, she was attacked, but she also was, pretty much at odds with Brandi, and they're not really having a clear path of what they're doing with her. So I don't know what happened to Allie. I was saying this to you guys, yesterday? I feel like Allie's disappeared. I don't know whether or not she got sick. It didn't look like there's anything going on her Instagram page to show anything being wrong. But really, you would think that she would be in that spot. And there is no more Nightmare Sisters, I guess, for the time being. They've just dropped Allie completely, which is, at least for me, very disappointing.
Yeah, she's vanished off the. It's funny because, believe it or not, I didn't realize it till you mentioned that while we were chatting last night, that she kind of fell off the map. Like I said, I feel maybe she was caught up in that whole group of people that were in a circle that possibly had COVID implications. So yeah. That's the only thing I could guess. But then again, her husband, he's been there, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah, he's there. He's definitely been there. So I mean, I guess we'll see if there is something up with her on that end, within the next week or so, whether or not she appears again.
You know what? Maybe he wasn't, because remember Butcher fought Mox and was Blade with Eddy?
You know what? I'm trying to remember now.
Blade, the last time I saw
sure.
Blade was at the end of Dynamite when they did the big, everybody pile in the ring to celebrate Jericho. So he was
there, okay.
At the end of the episode, okay. If I remember right.
Okay. So I think you could be right. I'm trying to remember exactly who was there, but you could be right.
Yeah, so who knows? I mean, to be honest with you, think we don't. What is it? Least research. So
yes, exactly.
we're going off memory.
We're not seeing.
We're going off memory.
I'm not seeing Allie. Yeah, I'm not seeing Allie. That's making me unhappy, and so I should be doing more research as to why I'm not seeing her.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm a little out of sorts, guys. I fucked up and didn't launch the show, so I came in a little into what you started there, Alan, for Dark on Fate on YouTube. My bad. You guys on YouTube, you didn't miss much. You missed like a minute. And you missed our intro and basically all the promo shit. So, which I'm sure you wanted to skip all the promo shit anyway. But so yeah, all right. So you guys are on Brandi. Like I said, I was a little distracted there. So here's what I have to say about the Brandi Kenzie page. I only watched it because Jimmy had said it wasn't half bad. He was right. It was pretty good. Couple telegraph things in there, Brandi with the arm drags, both women really set up for moves or taking moves way too soon, like the clotheslines that Brandi was throwing on Kenzie Page. She was basically falling before she even reached Brandi. Shit like that. But other than that, the match was fairly clean. Just little things. Yeah. The like you guys talked, like Jimmy, I think I heard you say about the run-in at the end. This is kind of baffling to me. This is where you fuck up. Like number one, you have a run-in, right? Dustin Rhodes, 55 decades in the business, 5 separate decades he's wrestled in. He slinks off as Brandi's getting attacked. You see him standing in the ring and slink off. Wait, why do you need Dustin Rhodes out there to begin with if you're going to have a run-in and have someone make the save for her? Dustin Rhodes should not be out there. It's a fucking horrible choice by AEW. Whoever booked that segment, Dustin Rhodes himself should have been like, there's no reason for me to be out there. I'm going to make it look bad. It just looks awful that Dustin Rhodes is on camera slinking off while Brandy's getting attacked. So I
didn't even notice that.
It's fucking ridiculous. It just makes no sense. That's like a Bush League thing right there. AEW has come a long way, but they're still doing shit that fucks up the whole premise of what wrestling is. That is just so easy to avoid. No Dustin at ringside.
Yeah.
Instead, he comes in to celebrate. She gets attacked, and Dustin just goes, "Oh, she's getting attacked. I'm going to walk off." All this hugging and awkward shit that they do before matches as they're walking in with the the bumps. And you know how I say Brandy looks like she's so awful? Like she's just, like when she does those ring entrances and shit with people, she's got these awful, like weird, like talking and fist bumping and high-fiving and shit. Like they do all this shit. But then Dustin's like, "Yeah, I did all this shit while you're walking in. But you're getting attacked. I'm just gonna roll out of the ring and be like, whatever." So that kind of fucking annoyed me. So thanks, Jim, for making me watch that.
Unless he's turning heel or something, and we don't know about it. But then again, that would imply that they know what they're doing over there with that. And
yeah,
I don't think they do,
really.
so.
That's just a huge gaffany angle, bro. It's just like, just something that like. Super fixable, something that was, you didn't have to deal with at all, and I just don't understand why they did it. They weren't thinking that part through, which,
right.
It really grabbed. That's the problem, is it really grabbed me when I seen it happening. I go, fucking Dustin's right there. What is he doing? Rolling out of, climbing out of the ring as she's getting attacked. And obviously you know why, because it's a setup to have Red Velvet come in and make the save. So
yeah,
I don't know. What do you guys have to say about that, Jimmy? Anything?
About the running and the save, that I missed the whole Dustin thing. So I watched it. I watched the match. I saw the run in when it happened. I just kind of I don't even remember what the hell I was working on. I was working on something. I went back to what I was doing because, like, yet again, here's, being my first time out, you guys, my two biggest problems with AEW when it comes to, just random little piddly shit is all the fucking run-ins.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I swear it should be called AFW, All Faction Wrestling, because it seems like every other day there's another fucking faction coming out. And I'm tired.
We have talked about that numerous times in the past.
Yeah.
That's something we spoke about. Just constantly you have somebody on the outside. You constantly have people around ring, run-ins, blah, blah, blah.
Too many factions, too many tag teams, too many people interfering.
Well, I mean, look, for the tag teams, though, I get that because, they are quote-unquote indirect competition indirectly with the other company there. And, one of the biggest gripes about them was, they shit on their their tag team division. So...
Yeah, no. We're talking more like the multi-man, where it's like 8-man, 10-man, 12-man. They just have to have these fucking, crazy fucking matches with tons of people in the ring. Tag teams is fine. That's obvious, but that's something we've really harped on. And honestly, I got to be honest. I mean, they've gotten way better at it since the last time we've really ripped them for it. But they still do. It's like all faction league. Yeah, right. People are listening.
Yeah, TK's fucking spies are everywhere in this thing.
Listen, we love these guys. Here's the thing, man. Unbiased, we love them, but it's like we always say. If you're my friend, I'm going to tell you the truth. If I really love you, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to lie to you and bullshit you. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to look like a fool no matter what. It's. Our goal is to make you, try to help make you better. And, like our fucking opinion matters, but, I feel that there are obviously voices in the in the fandom that want to see some things, and they want to give the fans what they want. They've said it, so here we are. We're we want to bring people on to get their voices heard. So
Yep.
and of course we're going to get our voices heard because I never shut the fuck up. I love to complain. I fucking love to complain. It's like my life. So this is perfect for me. All right. So, moving on from that fucking little train wreck. We got Kingston does a promo, which, Alan, this is fucking great. Did you watch the Kingston promo?
I did. I did.
Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, this is going to what Alan's harped on. Early on, I was like trying to give Janella and Kiss a chance. Then it just started, once they became, like, solo, I was giving them a chance. And when they got together, it got to be a fucking train wreck. And, the funny part is Alan really started ripping them recently, and I got to be honest, I was on board, and fucking Kingston comes out with that promo and basically calls Janella and Kiss clowns, and he basically did his work for us this week. We don't even really have.
He did. I became a big Kingston fan after this.
Yeah, we should just fucking put the Kingston promo. All right, this is our weekly Janella and Kiss segment, and just run the Kingston promo.
Yep.
It was pretty good. Basically called them clowns, and I mean, he got it right. It's kind of funny because I mean Kingston calls a lot of shit, legitimate shit out. And I guess they're doing it on purpose and all, but it was just pretty funny, ironic.
Yeah, it is like that they use him as the voice of the, I guess, average wrestling fan who they're trying to make fun of, the things that average wrestling fans are going to make fun of. But ironically, they don't realize that they are giving him, I guess, as CM Punk used to be, this guy's the voice to the voiceless. Right. He is actually legitimately critiquing things that have a problem. Well, we'll talk about this at the end, but I would love to see him come out next week and just talk about Dark Order. Maybe he could do our job for us there too. But we got a big job to do for that. So. Yeah, he's I liked it a lot, and then I mean, all kidding aside, great promo talking about Moxley. I'm glad that they actually put this onto Dark a little bit, so they're giving you a little bit of exclusive where he's talking about Moxley, talking about how he probably tapped out to the same move that he just made about to tap out to, and he's going to make him scream and I quit. And yeah, I like it. They're making him a legitimate threat.
Yeah, the Kimura.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move to Silver and QT. I like Silver getting the win here. You know what I mean?
Whoa. Dude, you skipped over a whole. You skipped over.
Wait. Okay.
The Jurassic and the Job Squad. Come on.
You watch. So, all right, you watch it. Okay, so you want to talk about this?
Yeah.
If you want to talk about it, go ahead. I call them Lucha Jurassic Express or whatever the fuck I call them. I don't even know their name. We need a T-shirt that says Jungle Express, Lucha Express, Jurassic, and whatever the fuck else I call them with X's through it to form the actual tag team name. You know what I mean?
Dude, here's the thing with these guys. I want to see, like,
Kenny, what up?
Two things. I want to see a singles run from these guys. I can't do. It's just bad. It don't look right. Then you got fucking Inch High Private Eye for those of you that are old enough. After that, running around the fucking ring, it's just, it's. But the thing that killed me was you had this jobber. What was the guy's name? Eric Watts. Mm-hmm. And as comic book guys, I don't know, Alan, if you watched it, if you noticed, did he think he was Thanos or something? It looked like he had the logo and everything on the back of his.
Oh, yeah. He did kind of. He had like a Thanos motif going of some sort. Yeah, it did feel like that. It was
just, and he just, it killed me because I was just watching. I'm like, Jesus. I'm like, It was a rough match to watch.
That's why I didn't watch it.
I didn't watching the two guys go, Watts and Luchasaurus go at it. But other than that, man, it was just, all I could think of was a singles push for these two, or you need to have them. I know we're not going to get too far into it, but I was watching when you watch the start of that fucking dog collar match and Silver's hanging on the ropes next to Brodie Lee. All I can think of was like evil Jurassic Express, the way Silver fucking dude. I love the way he plays the character with Brodie Lee, but Jesus Christ, I mean, just hanging all over. It was just, that's what I thought of for that. So that's why I had to bring that up. Everything else, not so much. We could skip a bunch of shit.
Yeah, we've been calling for Jungle Boy to be out on his own for a while.
For a while now, and he really, it's really a disservice to him that he's not at this point. It just is.
Big time.
Well, yeah. Well, especially after coming off of that match with Jericho, and because I think Luchasaurus was injured at the time or something, and it was just, I don't know. I'd like to see the guy. I'd like to see them both, because I think,
I mean, they're both the singles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The molasses wall man, Luchasaurus. The molasses wall man himself. Oh my God.
Hey, you never know. I mean, look, Brandy made some changes. So.
Got him.
Man.
All right. Fuck this shit. Let's move to QT, because we got a lot to talk about at the end. So.
Yeah.
Let's move to QT and Silver. I like that Silver got the win here. The only thing that I didn't like about this match was literally the ending. You had 3 Dark Order guys flying past the ref, basically right on the side. He was right there, so it's like, there's no surprise. You should have came from the hard camera angle, not the side of the stage. You know what I mean? Instead, they come from the side of the stage, run in. He's like basically looking at them fly in one at a time, while he's trying to watch the brawl outside the to the back, and it's like, come on, man. But other than that, I like, I'm glad that Silver got the win. Man, the more I see him, the smaller he gets. He's definitely, for me, like what's up, George? George is out in Australia.
What's up, man?
Thanks for joining us, man. I know it's probably like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning over there. So for me, I love Silver, but he's so tiny, bro. So tiny.
Yeah, he is. He's as big as a minute.
He's as wide as he is tall. That's the thing,
Yeah.
And I love the dude. I mean, I fucking shout him out constantly on Twitter.
He's basically a 2x4.
Brodie Lee and all the Dark Order go, it's Tuesday. You know what that means? I go, yeah, John Silver's the greatest thing going in wrestling today. That's what every time they post that and I see it, that's what I comment. You know what I mean? Like, because John Silver's killing it, bro. Like, so I'm not trying to hate on him, dude. But I think he's probably slotted where he's gonna be. No disrespect, because like I said, I love the dude, but
Yeah.
I don't hate on Marco Stunt. I think a lot of the shit they did with him was stupid. Like, but I don't hate on the guy. He's just never gonna be.
Well, unless they bring back, genuine, WCW era cruiserweight, a lot of these guys are going to be fucking,
Most of these guys are like what cruiserweights were back then. So, realistically, I mean,
but that, I agree. Okay, that Silver match, I'm gonna, all those guys run it. That threw me for a loop, because as they're getting, tossed out of the ring, missing whatever, I first thought, I said, well, fuck, here we go again. There's another Dark Order loss. Like, way to take the wind out of their sails. And then he picks up the win, and I was like, well, holy shit. I was like, I was happy for him. Little did I know, the kick in the dick I was going to get later, but, again, I really like I really like Silver too. You know, he's very charismatic. He's just funny.
Yeah.
You know, he really, you know, if you didn't see him standing next to some of these other guys, if they just had a chest up shot, the way he carries himself and does everything, you'd swear he's just as big as everybody else.
Yeah, it's
unfortunately,
true.
he's as short as you, so. Got him.
Hey, that's all right. Put me next to Marco Stunt.
I had to get that shot, bro. I had to.
You're the Jolly Green Giant compared to Marco Stunt, so.
Yep.
So Kenny in the chat says that muscle hamster John Silver needs to be protected at all times. He's great. 100%. 100%.
I like that.
All right, man. Let's move to the next thing. Like, for me, I have next. Jimmy probably got everybody here. I got Sean Dean and Angelico. I was hoping for like a nice little showcase because Angelico, you know, can wrestle. I was hoping for Sean Dean to get a nice little showcase here, but basically it was like the thing about Angelico I'm not feeling is like the shit moves at the speed of snails having sex. You know, it's like wrist this, tip this, dip that, do that. Like, yo, I love the technical wrestling, but like you're over technicalizing it right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like there's I love it and I want it back, but now you're going too far the other way with it. You know what I mean? Where it's like basically the whole match is tiptoeing and twisting and thumb bending and my pinky twist into a fucking, you know, it's like, bro, okay, man. So basically Sean Dean got a little bit of offense off and that was it. So other than that, I mean, it kind of fucking ruined it because I wanted to see Sean Dean get in there with somebody, you know, at a decent caliber and have a good match back and forth, and it really didn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I didn't even really pay too much attention to that one. I caught his Angelico's submission at the end. That was, you know, I caught that out of the corner of my eyes. Oh, holy shit! You know, okay, that was, you know, it was nice. But other than that, it just wasn't for me, you know.
Yeah, he's got some nice submissions and shit, but
yeah,
it's just, you know, like literally in the like the first whole half of the match was literally like snails having sex, bro. Just like, well, when is this gonna fucking end? Just, can we stop this? Yeah, they probably don't even have sex. I think they probably slide over each other's slime, and that's how they. But I don't know, you know. I'm just fucking trying to come up with the slowest shit I could think of. Do you have anything in between Silver and Angelico and Dean that I maybe missed that you want to talk about, Jimmy?
No, I got nothing.
Okay.
I mean, it was. I drew a lot of lines through those matches just because
yeah.
You know.
I mean.
Oh wait, well, yeah, well, no. The only thing I did watch, I mean, obviously because I'm a fan, is I did watch, Eddy. You know, I mean, we already talked about it, but I watched Eddy squash.
Oh yeah.
Whatever his name is, and that was it.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward match. Not much to talk about. Slap the fuck out of M'Baku and M'Badu. All right. This is where we're having fucking problems again. I told this guy.
Yeah.
I love the guy. He needs a name change. Stick with the gimmick, but you need the name change, bro.
Yep.
You know?
Absolutely.
Only because it's just confusing, and you know, you kind of want to make your shit your own, like I said last week. Basically fucking chopped him down, put him into submission. That was M'Badu, right? That he wrestled?
M'Badu.
Yeah. Yep.
So then, of course, Lucha Brothers and Janella and Kiss. And basically all I have for this was finally Janella and Kiss didn't look like dog shit. Okay match. Didn't look awful, but not great either, you know?
It's like somebody pulled aside Brandy, Janella, and Kiss and said, okay, for your matches tonight, we've been hearing all this shit from AEW Uncensored. Try not to suck so much, okay? They were like, okay.
You know... One major note I had, and maybe I'm not 100% on this because my hearing is shit most of the time, but was it me or was it Eddy who shouted out, hey, you just hear it, I don't know, a few minutes into the match, all you hear is, hey, Sonny, you suck.
I didn't hear that.
I swear to God,
I did hear that.
It was Eddy, and I start dying laughing.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Oh, my God, I wish I heard that. fuck.
It's actually hard not to hear it because it's not like there's a ton of people
yeah,
there.
but
you know?
I don't focus. Like, I really don't focus. Even this match, I wasn't paying close attention to.
Right.
I did at times, but so I kind of watched how Janella and Kiss were doing, but I didn't hear that because I don't. Even during Dynamite, honestly, a lot of people talk about the announcers, and I don't even hear a lot of what they say because I don't focus on them. I focus more on the ring,
Yeah.
All right, so I mean that's pretty much it for Dark.
Yeah.
Let's slide over to Dynamite. Real quick. Okay, so we could start this off before Dynamite since we could just. There was a lot of shit throughout Dynamite that kind of brought this on. But last week we spoke about Harold Mage being ousted at New Japan, and ironically this past week on Dynamite. We probably went, the whole first year without hearing a single word on air about New Japan Pro Wrestling. Am I right?
I think you're right.
I don't remember hearing a single thing about New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then,
no, me neither.
Sure enough, Tanahashi makes a video for Jericho with the giant New Japan logo behind him. That had to be approved, I'm sure, through the office in New Japan. And then we get... the Archer match with Moxley mentioned. Finally, they've never mentioned it. They mention it. They got stills from the match. Maybe some other spots in there that I can't recall off the top of my head. But, I mean, right there alone, is that AEW breaking the ice? Or is that they've already broke the ice? Or is that New Japan reaching out to AEW and saying, hey? And then AEW going, oh, this is perfect? Like, what do you guys think? I mean, I personally think I think the ice has probably been broken already between the two companies. And things are maybe moving forward.
I was on the road, obviously, the next day. The only other wrestling podcast or whatever you would call it that I even remotely pay attention to, because I do find a lot of entertainment value, is Wrestle Talk, all the fucking British guys. And they've had this long standing gimmick when anytime anybody leaves a promotion, especially AEW or WWE, they're always like, oh, such and such to AEW confirmed, and they fist pump. So I hadn't even watched Dynamite. I caught the snippets, whatever.
So they stole that from
I heard about it.
Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, or what?
For what? The confirmed thing?
Yeah, the Wrestling Fig Pod.
Oh, no. This is Wrestle Talk. They've been doing this shit, way before. These guys got, before what do they call it? Black Wednesday or whatever, when they all got.
Oh yeah.
So, I mean, Wrestle Talk, I've been listening to them for, I don't know, probably a year now, if not more.
Yeah, that's been a major Wrestling Fig podcast gimmick, too, AEW confirmed, every time somebody leaves.
And that's why I think they had to have yanked it. Because, I mean, dude, anything that happened in the wrestling, they would just, they would throw it over the top.
I'm joking, but everybody's been, it's pretty much to get a lot of people say it online. You know what I mean? Maybe not a gimmick. Maybe not a gimmick on a podcast, but a lot of people I see say it. They've always been saying it online. As soon as a guy leaves, like you said, they're like, he's going to AEW. So.
Oh yeah, that's and I think that's just. It's one of those running gimmicks that's just I don't see it fucking dying. I mean, because it's to me, I'll always laugh. Yeah. Don't matter what the hell you do. I'm always going to laugh about it because anybody could go from anywhere. But, I know you have, with some of the NWA guys coming on and stuff like that. I know you haven't been totally partial to, promotions teaming up. But personally, I feel like, look, these promotions need to team up. Again, like I said last week in the it's like the old territory days. Guys would travel around, because I would like to see that. I would like to see I like these champion versus champions. I would like to see Nick Aldis, as he calls, the real world's champion, because he's got that, and he's got the 10 pounds of gold. It's an actual, that belt is the most storied belt, here in the U.S. I could be wrong, but from within our age range, that's what I would like to see that.
I mean, definitely, it's probably the longest held title, the oldest title ever. It did have dark years, obviously.
From
the early '90s on, but hopefully the new NWA Power with Billy Corgan and all is gonna reinvent that. I mean, it seems like they're starting to get picked back up with that. I don't know anything directly, but
they were doing something with some promotion out of California.
Yeah. Wrestling in Hollywood, wrestling from Hollywood or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, it was on Fight or whatever. Again, between all the subscription services and everything else, I couldn't justify going out and paying all that just to see, because it wasn't all the NWA guys. There was, some, they cross promoted a lot. So I did catch some of the snippets that he had. He had a match with used to be Mike Kanellis, and so it was a pretty decent match. But look, yeah, I mean, end of the day, I would love to see more, inter-promotional work especially between New Japan and AEW. I would love to see, the Bullet Club. That's, I would like to see them come over, face the, let's, air, clear the air the dirty long, because there was a big, once they left and all that, there was a big thing with that with
Tama
Tonga. So I would love to see it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot to do in there. What were you gonna say, Al?
I was gonna say that I think that with how the business works today, it's kind of a necessity. The teaming up of promotions, being able to pool together their resources. You unfortunately do have a situation here where, I mean, outside of AEW, there's just no other competition to WWE. And so it behooves these guys to try to figure out a way to team up and to try to get themselves together. Like, I always wonder, I always have this what if scenario in my head of what would have happened, back in the mid 80s, if you did have a number of these promotions kind of pooling together. They probably still wouldn't have been able to do anything against McMahon's money, but I wonder what that could have possibly produced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, the WWF back in the 80s really was pulling together guys from different companies, and that they made like an all-star team. You kind of figure like you can have something like that if you do have these promotions being able to band together.
Well, I think what happened was a lot of that talent was going to WWF because he was offering crazy money, and then Crockett tried to do the same when he bought out Watts for Mid-South. He brought them into the fold. He got a hell of a lot of great talent, but a lot of talent had dispersed by then to the WWF. And then McMahon just went about systematically going through each territory and just buying them out, just so he could have the television rights. Which, as much as I hate the guy, was genius. As much as I feel it killed wrestling, was genius.
Oh yeah.
I mean, what more can you say, man? I mean, I got to give him that. As much, literally hate the man. I really hate the guy. But I mean, it is what it is. You got to give it where it's due, and right there, it's due. So, I think that, even had a lot of these smaller companies were more interested in getting the money than doing business. It was more like, all right, whatever, let me just get the money and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I mean, anyway, with current wrestling, the good thing about New Japan and AEW is they could bring some of the young boys in for excursions, which are like years, year, 2 year things. I mean, look, that's the reason New Japan and Impact that's why New Japan lost TV, because they wouldn't work with Impact, because Impact fucked up Okada. You know, and then look, Okada becomes one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet. You know, but they didn't like how he was treated when he was with Impact or TNA, whatever the fuck you want to call it at the time. At least I don't know anything directly about what they did wrong with him. I just heard the story, but you know, you could get an Okada in the future with AEW. You know,
Easily.
Who's the kid that Moxley was working with before, and they sent him to the U.S. I don't know the guy's name. Japanese guy.
Oh crap! You know, I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name either. But I know exactly in my head who you're talking about.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Sorry out there if you're listening. You're screaming at your stereo or whatever. But he, you know, you never know. I believe they sent him to the U.S. for New Japan U.S. To work out here. So who knows? Maybe he ends up in AEW and again working with Moxley, you know, for a while. That'd be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And there's some history there. Right. I mean, that's a great point. There's history, and they could actually play on that.
And there's stuff you can do with a lot of these guys. And it's almost like you take it like WCW. You get 6 weeks. You know, you have some of your talent go over there for 6 weeks. You bring some of their talent over here for 6 weeks. That type of deal. You know, it was really great when I was a kid. Like, that's how I became a Liger and a Muda fan and a Sasuke and, you know, Hase and all these guys. That's how I knew New Japan, you know? You know, New Japan wasn't hot in the 90s, bro. Everybody sucked the All Japan dick, bro. I've always been a New Japan fan because of what they did with WCW. You know? All Japan, of course, was the hard-hitting, shoots strong style, you know, but, you know, New Japan was the more a little more U.S. style. You know, they had the flair with Muda. You know, they had that little bit of westernization in their wrestling. You know, not a ton of it, but more so. They were more open to what we were doing over here, wrestling wise.
That's right.
You know, so I love that. And I feel like that would be great for, you know, kids to see guys over there that, you know, of course, adult guys who watch wrestling are going to seek out New Japan, and they can now. It's a lot easier to get, you know, but back then it wasn't easy to get, you know. Basically tape trading, and, you know, you had to be lucky. You had to be lucky to be in a spot maybe to get it on satellite or whatever. So.
Well, I was going to say, I think tape trading was so huge back then for that very reason. Right. Is that, I think the majority of people being exposed to that material was via tape trading, which, you know, for the younger people out there, you guys have no idea how big tape trading was in the 90s and the early 2000s. It was how wrestling fans built up their library.
Oh, yeah.
It's just crazy, man. I mean, if anybody listens to Don Tony and Kevin Castle, Don Tony has talked about that many, many times, how he would do tape trading, and he still to this day, he just takes such pride in his tape traded library of what he's been able to obtain. And he didn't just do it with wrestling. He did it with baseball games too. He has almost every MLB game on video from 1970 through 2000, whatever. And he did that through tape trading. Yep. It was a big deal back in the day. Yep. And it's a lost art today, of course, for, you know, many different reasons.
I was big in. I got, you know, I've converted a lot of my shit to DVD, and a lot of stuff that hasn't been converted, I've just found on DVD, so I don't have to convert it. And then I went from DVD to digital ISO files. I mean, my Google Drive is like 90 terabytes of footage, and that's not even, you know, I still haven't converted a lot of my VHS, which I'll probably never do. And I still haven't even ripped half of my DVD collection. So, and I, you know, I just, you know, same as I did with the DVD, instead of just converting my VHS, I just said, fuck it, and just went and got a DVD copy of it. And, you know, then now instead of ripping my DVD to ISO, now I just go and I find the ISO of it, you know, so makes it a little easier, less time. But yeah, I mean, obviously I have shit that I taped when I was younger, pay-per-views, you know, I'd got a couple friends, bought out a couple friends that had pay-per-views they recorded themselves, so, you know, they're original copies of them, so I kept that stuff. But, tape trading was so big, man. I had a website. I was on all the groups. There was at least
Yep.
3 groups. So it was fun, man. But that's where you really got your variety of wrestling. Anyway, Jesus Christ, we went off the beaten path there. What's up, Eddie? Kenny says Juice Robinson. Yeah, Juice is another one. He has some history there. All right, so yeah, let's get to Dynamite, man. We could probably rip through Dynamite because there wasn't much, and honestly, there was 2 matches I really didn't fucking pay attention to. You guys probably did, but let's start with Cage and Hobbs for the FTW title. They're claiming this was the first time it was defended. I believe if you go back on a couple dark matches, he had quote unquote defended it. I could be wrong there, but I do recall he defended it on dark.
No, I think you're right. And when I heard that, I kind of scratched my head, and that's what made me think, because I know we've talked about this before. I mean, how much they're really having Dark be, quote unquote, in continuity with Dynamite. But, I mean, Kingston's promo should have sealed the deal that they are. But yes, I believe you're right that he has already defended it. So I guess this may be the first time he simply defended it on Dynamite, and they're just simply saying first time, period.
Yeah, that was the first time, on Dynamite.
Yeah.
There was a lot of, I follow a lot in the Instagram and shit, and people were, flaming, the comments about, oh, well, he's defended it on Dynamite once or twice, but who the fuck cares? Here's a belt. Why is this belt on fucking TV? It's a belt that's not recognized. You have, this is another issue I have with AEW right now, is this fucking belt. You're going down that path of having too many belts. If you want to have one more belt to add into this promotion, why not women's tag team?
No, fuck no. Bro, I want to slap the fuck out of you.
I'm throwing it out there. Women's tag team.
Promotion needs right now.
Yo, did you see the reflex? I had the reflex, bro. I was ready to fucking backhand you, bro.
Oh yeah, you know what? It's not a popular opinion.
Fuck out of here. That's as bad as going to a 6-man. Fuck out of here, bro.
No, it's worse than going to a 6-man.
No. You know what? I'm gonna stick to
it.
Bro,
the women's division is fucking awful, bro.
Who do you put in there? The tournament that they had, the quote unquote tournament that they completely fucked up from a storytelling perspective, that told the story that you don't really have a viable division to be able to even sustain. That's the word I was looking for. You can't sustain a tag team championship for the women if you can't even sustain a tag team division for women, let alone a singles women division.
Sustain. You need to know what sustain means, it means carry for a long period of time. Okay.
Here's the thing, though. But you can if these promotions are going to be working together in the future.
Okay,
you're going to have an influx of talent.
But they're going to work together. But it's not going to be a constant always. It's going to be 6-week shots.
But it doesn't need to be. Yeah, but it doesn't need. Look, it's a women's tag team division. There needs to be something because you're going to have to showcase some of this shit. Because eventually these women are going to, as much as Bill's shaking his head right now, these women are going to turn it around.
They will, yes. And there are a couple women that I feel are good. But, dude, right now it's indie-rific right now. And worse than indie. It's like green as fuck indie-rific. All right? You got Shida. You got Bunny. You got... couple women doing it. I can't off the
Serena
Deeb, of course. So you got some women doing it. But
you've got 4, so you've got like 2 tag teams. There you go.
Right. You got 4.
Who was the other girl? I always forget her name. The girl that came over with Shida, the little tiny
Riho.
The first champ there. Yeah, Riho.
Yeah, she can't come back right now because of the COVID. But all right, let me put it to you like this. They can't get on the same page with 2 people in the fucking ring. What the fuck you think's happening when there's 2 or there's 4 or 6 people in the ring? Because they've already done it, and most of the times it's been a disaster.
Well, yeah. You know what? Let's go back. Was it last week you guys were talking? Look, there is talk of a quote unquote third program for AEW, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yeah.
So then you would go back, turn dark into, an NXT type situation where, again, it's background noise. I watch it a little bit here and there, but that's where you put the women. Go ahead, Bill. Go ahead. Light me up, because I see you.
Nah, man. Nah, man. Hey, listen, you'll never see a more supportive person of AEW's women than me. As much as I'll dog them, I support them. And you could ask Alan, you could ask Eddie.
It's true.
I hate women's wrestling.
It's true. That's why I'm so surprised that you say that, because you can't stand it.
Listen, call me a misogynist or whatever the fuck you want. Hate me for this. I don't care. You're out there and you're sensitive to this shit. But I have felt that valets are great. Women wrestling, not so much. I've never thought that there was many that I really feel I can enjoy watching. All right. I haven't watched WWE in a long time. At all, not a long time, but I haven't seen. They have basically put women's wrestling on the map in America. So I don't know.
They've had
Here's the deal. Listen, they used to rip women's panties off and I used to be there. Then they had the Divas thing where it was all about sex and titties. So all these women just went and got titties and plastic surgery just to look hot. They couldn't wrestle for dick, apparently. I didn't watch a lot of it, but from every little clip that I've seen, they couldn't wrestle for dick. Okay, maybe you're getting better with Asukas and Charlotte Flairs and shit. Apparently you are. That's what everybody says. They love women's wrestling, but let's be real. These guys that claim they love women's wrestling, they love the titties, they love the ass, they love the makeup, they love the fucking plastic surgery. Stop fronting. Because as soon as a titty slips, they're all on the internet fucking dissecting it. So let's stop acting like men enjoy women wrestling, okay? So let's stop. I have changed my ways to a degree. I still think they suck so far in AEW, but I support them, and I hope they get better, and I want them to get better. And, of course, I have ones that I enjoy and think are doing great. Shida, Serena Deeb, the Bunny, Allie, a.k.a. Allie, so...
Tay Conti.
Tay Conti, she's fucking awesome.
Tay Conti's definitely a star.
Right. So, I think Anna Jay's got a lot of potential for how green she is.
Yep.
A little more flair in her step, and I think that would be, that would turn her around. Eddie says in it.
No pun intended.
Yeah, Eddie says in the chat, "Oh damn." He probably never thought I'd do this on this because I've been trying not to cross lines since the beginning of the show, but I have to cross this line now that you kind of bring it to the forefront. So I have to get the honest opinion out there. Like I said, I won't say anything about WWF the last 10 years or so because I don't watch it, and I didn't watch even back when they were tearing panties off. I didn't ever tuned in for that shit. I was a Nitro guy, whatever. So, but
to be honest, and I don't want to get too off track, but what I will say is what revolutionized the women's wrestling in this country, at least, has certainly been NXT circa 2013 through 2016.
Okay.
You had the Charlotte Flairs, you had the Sasha Banks, the Becky Lynch, the Bayley. Okay. As silly as some of these, characters are certainly today in WWE, in NXT, they were very impressive. Okay. Very impressive. And to a point where I was shocked at how they had developed. And I think that's what's got people back on the train. But I personally feel that AEW has taken that backwards, unfortunately, for the most part.
Understand the difference. You got to understand AEW starting from scratch. They don't have a minor league.
Sure.
They're taking people off in independents, which are green as it is. And like we've talked about in the past, when you're working independents, it's about what you can do to get fans that want to come see you again. It's not about how clean you work. So I understand that. So anyway, shit on me all you want. Call me a misogynist. Call me a fucking a male chauvinist, whatever you want. Listen, I love a nice woman on the arm, but other than that, we need, Flair style, Randy Macho Man, Elizabeth style. Other than that, that's what for me, wrestling has been, so I'm coming around, all right? I'm Mr. fucking male chauvinist pig, whatever. Cry me a fucking river, send me an email, hit me on Twitter. I handle the Twitter mostly. Hit me up anywhere. I don't give a fuck. I mean, it is what it is.
take your mom's phone, take a stranger's phone, take a baby's phone, hit him up and say, I just told this guy he was a male chauvinist on your phone, so be happy. Here, take it back.
Yeah, so listen, wear your pink pussy hat, send me a pic, you know. Whatever. Listen,
oh my God.
I got no problem with women being strong women. Women equal as fuck to me. Women are way better than me. That's not the point. This has to do with fucking wrestling. Eddie says, you pig.
Mary's going to come in and slap you upside the head when this is over.
Because she fucking does better than me. So who the fuck am I? I'm just saying, man. It's just my feeling on wrestling, and I'm changing it around. But anyway, we're way the fuck off topic. So
yeah. Let's get back on track because
we got a lot to talk. You know. Okay, so fuck, man. Where did that go? You and your fucking tag title for women.
Yeah,
bro,
it was Jimmy's tag team women's division.
I'll take
I shit on that what the fuck title.
I'll take it. Yeah, Alan's about to lose his connection.
I am.
Think about that joke. You know what that joke means.
Oh,
my connection's bad. I gotta go. Oh, that's pretty funny. That was fucking good, Eddie. But yeah, I would see like a U.S. style title more so than anything. All right. Anyway, Cage and Hobbs. Impressed with the match, man. You know, Cage is obviously a big motherfucker that could do a lot. Hobbs held his own. I love the attempted frog splash that he went for. Big ass motherfucker going for that. That looked good. And I love the match overall, man. I really think think they did their thing.
Yeah, agreed. Very good match. One of the best matches certainly on the evening.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I mean, hey, anytime you can see two big guys that fucking athletic pulling off some of these moves, I mean, who doesn't like watching that, really, you know? And that what I can't remember. I think that doesn't that tee up for the end of the match.
Yep.
Darby came out. Doesn't that tee up
for
next week is the tag match?
I don't know if they have a match announced, but Taz obviously gives Hobbs an option to join Team Taz or get his ass beat. Of course, Darby gets the music playing, you know, does the run in, doesn't do much. He just runs him off. And that just brings Darby deeper into the feud with Team Taz and Starks and Cage. So I don't know. Did you see that there's going to be a tag match next week, or?
I was looking. Yeah, I'm looking for my notes on what's happening next week. I can't seem to find them at the moment, but yeah, I was wondering too if that was something that was set up directly for next week. I'll have to take a look.
I'm going to guess it will. One way or another.
Makes sense.
Nothing else, Alan? You got nothing on that?
Nah, nothing else. Like I said, great match. I definitely think it was one of the best matches on the evening. It was great. Very good chemistry between the two of them.
All right. You get the Lance Archer promo mentioning him and Mox in New Japan, which we spoke about. You know, so
which is great.
They're finally mentioning it. And of course, it sounds like a collabo possibly in the works. We spoke about that already. So we get FTR and Hybrid 2. Didn't pay attention to this match, so you guys take it away.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't pay too much attention to either, but I did. I did. I don't know. The Hybrid 2, again, outside of the name change that is definitely needed, I thought they did pretty well. I think that there was some good, ring chemistry with them, certainly with FTR. It was a relatively, I guess, shorter match than I was expecting for something like this. But no, it was good. I mean, FTR won, but I think the Hybrid 2 made a good showing for themselves. Again, they need to do something about the name. Other than that, I'd like to see them get more elevated in the tag team division. So, I thought it was an enjoyable match.
Yeah, I didn't, I'm not a big fan of the Hybrid 2. I like some of this. Their entrance and shit fucking kills me every time, and that's kind of where, but they were facing the FTR. I thought, I actually, on the other hand, thought the match went longer than I thought it was going to go. I thought with everything you had on the card, I thought it was going to be a quick match, but they, I can't remember I think it was, I can't remember if it was on Dynamite or Dark. They had mentioned, they have been on a streak, so that's what, brought them up to where they're at right now. And I mean, it was a good match. And again, at the end, I liked seeing, fucking best friends still riding that fucking high, and kind of make it. I like, I feel whenever they poke fun at these guys, though, I think back to them being in WWE, the stupid bullshit, Vince was trying to put them through. So, they're kind of poking at him for it. But, I'm really ready for next week, especially after all the shit that happened this week. I think it's going to be a really good fucking tag match between them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you had the Bucks watching doing the old watching the here, like this was after the match. They show the Bucks watching, but it was like it was just a shot at WWF, like where they have wrestlers watching the match from the back.
Yeah,
and
they were doing it over their back.
Yeah.
Shit.
They were like dramatizing it, and it's like it's kind of funny, but it's also like I think you're too in the weeds with it, and then they go, "Oh, are you spying? What's this camera doing here? Are you spying on us?" And the super kick, and man, I don't. The Bucks are losing me, bro. They're really losing me.
Agreed.
They're just,
Yeah.
I think.
Yes. Yeah. That was pretty funny. Yeah. Yep.
This part of this whole gimmick that's turning them quote unquote heel or whatever the fuck you want to say is really falling short of the mark. There's so many better ways you could do it, and it's just falling short. And of course, and then of course,
you're not welcome with me, honestly.
The FTR
I agree. I really think they need some time off fucking TV. Period.
Then they scuffle, the heels get ran off. Whatever.
I didn't think about the whole
some wrestling shit.
Watching the thing that.
But
that
I mean, what do you guys on the bus?
It was the super. It's like, dude, okay, enough of the fucking super kicks already. I've had enough. It's him on the. They had Private Party take over their Instagram, and over the AEW Instagrams, they go bang on the Bucks door to go talk to him. Fucking super kick, super kick Tony Schiavone. It's just, I don't know. I think it's just too over the top. I think they need to just, take some time off.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they're bringing too much BTE into the AEW. All right. BTE is great at times for the reason of it being just ridiculous. You know what I mean? And obviously ridiculous. And I think at this point they're bringing obviously ridiculous into AEW when what you want to do is establish yourself as a top fucking team and a team that's going to be down and dirty or be arrogant, scummy motherfuckers. But super kicking random people
Bill's
is not going to make
today
you that,
with today's
that
show
scummy,
with the feminists
arrogant
out there.
motherfucker. It's just goofy. It's borderlining on goofy.
Yeah.
I will say I love Matt Jackson with the hair down. He looks way fucking more aggressive. He looks less like a fucking
better.
vagina
I will say that is true.
and more like an aggressive fucking heel.
Yes.
All right?
Yes, agreed.
Now,
so take that to the bank, all right? I do like that about
The chops.
situation. Matt Jackson with the hair down.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Looks way more heelish and he actually has a better look like that.
Their first actual heel run.
You know, his fat fucking face when he pulls his hair down is the worst. Them stupid fucking sideburns, Matt.
Well, no, I'm just saying in general because I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I've never seen them really
honky tonk, man. They're starting.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're gathering that they're going into their first heel run in AEW. No, they've been heels in New Japan. They did the heel shit. That's when they were best. When they were the little fucking arrogant pricks. You know? And that's they're trying to get there, but they're being too cute about it and too off-putting about it, in my opinion.
Well,
they're trying to get back there. They're trying to get back to what they were doing in New Japan. Back under the Bullet Club and all that.
New Japan, all that shit. The darker side of these guys at the end, because we're not.
Yeah.
But
all right.
Because there was something at the end of that match with the after promo that kind of ties into that. But yeah, what you got next?
Well, we got the
so.
I was going to say the same thing, actually. It did. I was actually going to go into this whole video montage saying it's exactly what I was thinking.
Before we move to that.
No, it's cool.
Here's my thing about this Jericho thing.
No. I was going to exactly right to the Jericho thing, and I think you're absolutely right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
I didn't know if you were going into that
right
there.
You got it from MJF, but then you get Shaquille O'Neal in there. You get Gene Simmons in there.
I apologize. I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you might have been going into the next match.
Face turning him, even if that's not necessarily what they're looking to do.
Go ahead.
Having this does that. Yeah.
Right.
And at the very end too, kind of the same thing. You know, you got everybody. I mean, you know, not to just jump to the end, but we'll talk about that. But yeah, with everybody coming out, it does. Yeah. Oh, they were
Tanahashi, the ultimate babyface. You know, like.
Yeah,
they were heels.
But but these
I believe they were all heels, so that
did kind of like you would not.
In my head first
to celebrate
thing,
an anniversary of a heel wrestler. All these guys coming on and giving video tributes.
Then I realized it looked like it was all heels.
Babyface him a bit too much having that.
You got the. Because I don't know, I feel like you're gonna fucking gloss over this, and I wanted to give you assholes credit from last week.
Yeah, that's
the three tourney entries.
So, what?
Yeah, so you know, Hangman.
Nah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The tourneys. Yeah. Hangman. Yep. Yeah, I got that after the dog collar match. But yeah, we're gonna move to that. We're gonna move to that anyway, because all right, at this point the dog collar match happens. We're gonna skip it. We're gonna do that at the end. Real quick in the chat, Kenny says it might just be me, but there's a bad lag on the stream.
If anybody else in the chat can speak to that as well, that's kind of what we should be doing. Is that maybe else in the chat agrees.
Late as well.
How are you guys finding the stream? Is it just one guy?
No, thank you, because that's huge. It says excellent connection.
I will say this. I had noticed before. If we're talking about that, I will say sometimes I do notice Alan starts to kind of matrix his way across the
oh really? Bill, is my connection messed up?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh crap. Okay.
Alan's good. Like an old kung fu flick dubbed. English dubbed. Is that yeah.
You gotta do when it really gets real dubby.
I told you, bro. You don't want to hard wire, bro.
So you don't want to hard wire. You gotta get them the fucking The white,
You're good
the
though. Your
white
audio's
Fu
good.
Manchu
That's all that
from
matters.
fucking Kill Bill.
They
there,
could
the guy
just
that
clown you
flips
for how
over
shitty
his
your video
shoulder.
is. That's all.
Yeah.
Maybe you can Photoshop Godzilla walking in the background behind me. You can put Godzilla behind me in the background.
Get the old kung fu karate movement sounds.
Dude, that's what we'll do with the flame effect. Have it come from Godzilla. Yeah. Okay.
Flaming out his face. Listen. It was hard enough doing the flame effect. I got it down. All right. Jesus Christ, guys thinks I'm fucking Bill Gates over here. Holy shit! I barely fucking I didn't even start the stream on time. I'm like, okay, I start stream, and I forgot to start it through. I started in OBS. I forgot to start it on YouTube, like an asshole.
Yeah, no, you guys hit it right
all
on
right,
the
so
head.
we're skipping through that. So,
we're leading
like
to
you
the
said,
announced
they
Wardlow,
basically go to an announcement.
fucking Colt Cabana,
continue what you were saying.
Which I'm over that. And Hangman, and I think I really think you guys hit it on the head last. I mean, that's how I felt as well. When we were talking about it. I do still think how I felt last week about giving letting that build up a little bit more, but it looks like they're going full steam ahead with Hangman Omega, so we'll see how that. Well, they're on opposite sides. That's what, if I remember right.
We'll see where they land on the brackets. I mean,
this was the opposite side. Opposite side. I didn't. So, as far as I could tell, that's what they were saying. They were saying the opposite side of the bracket they announced, or whatever. If I remember right. If I'm wrong, again, I'm. Yeah, least research.
Exactly.
I didn't try too hard.
Least research, buddy. Don't worry about it. Listen to us try to stumble across this fucking podcast for 2 hours. I know how I get when I'm listening to the podcast and I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah, hello, can you finish what the fuck you're saying? So trust me, I understand. People listening to this are probably even fucking doing that 20 times a podcast. Get the fucking point, Bill. But all right, so then we get Omega with the promo. After finding out, so he's cutting the promo, I believe. And then mid promo, I believe he finds out Hangman's getting a shot in the tournament. So I just felt like the promo was odd. It was just too goofy, too weirdo, too much like weirdo shit. It's like Kenny's just giving me a mix. It's like sometimes he's doing okay, other times he's not. And like when he found out that, I guess maybe he was doing okay early. And then I felt like as he found out Hangman was in there, it just got weird. And him, like, he's almost like he was going deranged, like the fucking Joker or whatever. It's like
my kid asked me, he goes, "What the hell is wrong with this guy? Is he drunk?"
Yeah. And I was like, come on, man. Like, I don't know, man. I think Kenny needs to fucking take how the fuck do you put it? Of himself. He needs to take his control of himself and say, listen, I gotta stop with the bullshit, and I gotta really fucking put my all into this. I feel like he's almost not putting his all into it. He'll put all into the ring, but when it comes to the promos, it's almost like wishy-washy, blah blah blah, BTE bullshit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think he's done so much of that BTE bullshit that he's just bringing it into his AEW promo shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm as much as I want to get behind him and I want him to take the title, he's starting to make me wonder why. Because if he gets the title, he'll be popular with the people. But after a while, will he be popular enough and be able to keep it up promo-wise that they're going to stick with him? That's going to be the real question.
Yeah, he's kind of, unfortunately, I think, taking a page out of the Bucks book with it's a little bit too indie with the promo. It's like, yeah, I feel like yeah, I agree with you that, in the ring he's been great, but he really does have to do something about what he's doing on the mic. I don't know if he's trying too hard because he's realizing that he has to have this be, a relatively slow burn with, getting involved with Paige, but it is off. It definitely did get off once he brought up Paige, for sure, and it was noticeable.
Yeah, and I understand they want that from him, but the way he's portraying it isn't good. I get
Exactly.
that's the angle you want, but you're not acting it out well.
Exactly.
The basic rundown, like in my mind, it's like I could see where you're going, but it's not going well,
Yeah.
So then we get Serena Deeb and Big Swole. I mean, listen, man, I'm not a Big Swole fan. I'm not.
I'm not either.
I've never really honestly been a Big Swole fan from the beginning. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the over the top stuff. I think she's all right as a wrestler. She's not like doing it for me in terms of getting me invested. I felt Deeb is great, man. She's smooth in the ring. The match was pretty decent. She makes me believe when she's in there, that these moves are happening, not choreographed. But the end of the match got a little sloppy. I'd say it was a decent match, but it got sloppy towards the end more so.
There was that rolling elbow strike that was just, again, now, thanks to fucking Allen. Anytime I see something slow, I just think of, the wall of molasses. That is a shirt. That has
marketing.
To be a shirt.
That's what marketing is all about. Getting it in your head so you'll buy a shirt.
Oh, it's stuck there. But yeah, I mean, I agree, man. It was a decent, again, I find her entrance a little, it's like, okay, I think it would be different. I would buy into it more if, there were a bigger crowd there. I just, I think you would see the crowd would feed into it, and then for those of us watching at home, we might feed into it, we might buy it a little bit more. But I just, again, I mean, the match wasn't that bad. It did slow down. I think, and again, you talked about it last week, and the announcers mentioned it in a few of the matches between Dark and Dynamite. And our fucking weatherman on the ground, Kenny, there could tell us it's still fucking humid as dog shit down there. So, these guys are gonna, dude, when it's, it's fucking humid. I only lived in North Carolina, and that was bad enough for me. You walk outside the door and, you're choking on the fucking air. So for these guys to be doing what they're doing in the ring, I give them a little bit, I don't light them up as much as I want to, because you're wrestling outdoors. Right. It ain't like fucking WWE where they're in the and I'm sure it's got air conditioning and all that other crazy shit. These guys are outside putting on some decent fucking matches, but it's humid, Yeah. So, I mean, that's all I got for that.
Okay. Alan?
No, yeah, I mean, Deeb looks great. I agree with there. I'm just, I agree with you with Swole. I'm not a big Swole fan. She definitely made Swole look pretty decent because that's how great Deeb is. But I'm glad to see her. I hope she's going to have more of an effect, certainly on the whole division. But not the biggest fan of Swole. That's really all I've got.
Yeah, Swole's not awful in the ring. She's not great either.
She's not awful. She's just there, I guess is the best way to say. She's just there.
She's above average
yes.
In AEW.
Yes.
But I don't know. I just haven't been a fan of the character since she started. Same with Britt Baker. Britt Baker turned me around. Like, I didn't really care much for her. I thought her wrestling sucked. But when she went heel, I really then she made me interested in her. You know what I mean? Her wrestling was almost secondary to me after that. So listen, there's always time to turn people's opinions around. So then we get Moxley with the promo. He's talking up Archer, building to the match on the anniversary show. You know, he's a pro. He always does what he has to do to get his opponent over and to get himself over. The line I loved was, "You don't beat Archer, you survive Archer."
Yes,
that's such a great fucking line, building your opponent, you know, making him look like a monster savage. You know what I mean? So I really like that line.
So that brings us to Jericho and Hager then.
Yes, we got. All right, here we go. Jericho and Hager versus Luther and Serpentico. I forget what their name is.
Chaos Project.
Chaos Project.
It was fucking chaos. All right.
Here's what I'll say, because I didn't pay close attention. Let me say my quick piece. I'll let you guys handle the rest of it. The stupid pile-ups for dives. Jericho gathers everybody. Come on. They gather up, get the dive. Then of course you get Luther almost killing himself to do a tumble off the top. Man, the gathering of diving shit is starting to wear on me. It worked in that one Brodie Lee match because of how they handle it. Was almost like he used Dark Order to catch him. Then he went in and did a dive of his own. You know, so that made sense why he gathered everybody together. It was like a ploy. But most times it's not a ploy. You know, these guys aren't using it as ploys. They're using it to ball people up to fucking get landed on.
Yeah.
So that annoyed me. But other than that, I didn't pay too close attention. So have at it, guys. It sounds like you guys have a little something you want to rip.
I mean, I guess
we're
Jimmy
shitting
does.
all over this show, bro.
So,
yeah, I don't have so much to rip about with the match itself. I do think that they could have chosen a better match as a showcase for Chris Jericho's 30th anniversary, but that's me.
That was Jericho's choice. He wanted to wrestle his buddy.
Yeah, so there you go. I'll let you go to it, Jimmy, though.
Dude, you wanted to wrestle your buddy. That's great. You know, dude, Luther's past his fucking prime. Dude, chucks are not for fucking wrestling, dude. Drop the chucks, get you some fucking shoes before you eat shit again. Because, I mean, dude, that was horrible. That, and, you know, he just wasn't, I don't know if there was an exchange between him and Hager. I don't know if it was, you know, somebody wasn't selling, you know, I don't know if Hager wasn't selling the throwing of the punch, or Luther just wasn't selling, it looked like shit. And I lost interest, and I wanted to believe in this match. You know, I had talked with Bill about it earlier in the week. I was like, hey, you know, but I was like, you know, I feel like even the announcers were trying to fucking sell the match. Like, oh yeah, look at Luther, he's doing some moves he hasn't done, and we've never seen. It's like, you know, the guy's past his prime. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand, you know, unless AEW is going to start putting on more fucking death matches and stuff like that. What is he really doing there? You know, except to maybe show some of the younger guys some shit that he used to be able to do.
Yeah.
But I stand by it. Chucks are not for fucking wrestling, for God's sake. And I love Chucks. I've got fucking 8 pairs on my own. I love wearing them. They're comfortable fucking shoes for me. But even somebody as dumb as me knows you don't wear that shit for fuck. It's like me wearing fucking open tone fucking chancletas to fucking work and dropping a fucking pallet on my foot, you know? That was the one thing I had that all in big fucking caps in my notes, because it fucking drove me up a wall. You know, and then you had that. Are we going to talk about post match before we get into? Okay,
right
and
into
then
it.
you know, and then you had the Chris Jericho fluffer meeting with everybody coming out, hugging him, and all that shit. And you know, what did you guys feel about the whole MJF coming out? And because I thought it was here, you know, we talked about it earlier, the face, you know, turning face, whatever. I thought maybe it was possible because he's out there, he's addressing the crowd that's there and the people at home, you know, starting to thank him, you know, and then MJF comes out, interrupts him, goes through his spiel. I thought, you know, after everything we had already gotten I definitely, had we gotten that face turn right then and there, I probably wouldn't even be on this fucking podcast right now. Like, that's how I like it just AEW is just fucking, dude, what are you going to have for a pay-per-view if you're continuously fucking blowing your fucking dog collar match? Then you got fucking, Archer and Mox next week. I get it, it's your anniversary show, but what are you going to have? Because the pay-per-view is what, next month, right?
Yeah, November.
Yep. What are we going to have? You got number one contenders, fucking best friends going up against FTR anniversary show.
Yeah, they're probably, but they're going to probably turn. It's going to be the Bucks versus FTR most likely.
Yeah,
you're going to have
probably
Hangman Kenny. You're going to have Mox versus probably. I'm going to guess Mox is going to go against Kingston.
I would take that for a pay-per-view, Mox and Kingston.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
But yeah, I mean, it's just that whole ending segment fucking bugged the shit out of me. Outside of Chris Jericho clearly produced the entire fucking show according to those credits that rolled across my screen.
That was actually, I thought it was silly at first, but it was kind of like, nah, you know what? Pretty funny.
That was good.
It was a cute little thing that they did there. I didn't really mind it so much. It was funny.
No, I liked that part because it was like, holy shit, because it sticks with, his heel. Everything is all about Le Champion and everything that so
exactly.
Kenny
worked out.
Kenny in the chat says Jericho and Lance Storm would have been a better option, but not sure Lance would do it, which they probably had spoke about it, and like you said, he probably wasn't interested.
Yeah.
And then you got MJF is such an amazing person to support Jericho on his 30th anniversary show with yet another gift, a class act. MJF 2021. What would a show be without Kenny MJF 2021 in it?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
fucking shake and bake, Kenny.
Shake and bake.
I
liked MJF coming out and giving him the picture of himself, Jericho, then being like, what the fuck is this? Smashing the clown. I thought bringing the clown out was a little weird, but it gave, I guess, a prop for him to smash the picture and then give him that Judas effect that looked like he took the guy's fucking teeth out. So it wasn't too bad. I liked it. Of course, he mentioned Sammy. Oh, I'll get you the the jacket, Sammy. I'm sorry. Still pushing that off.
Yeah, I still think that's feeding something. I do. I mean, I do think that that's feeding something there.
Yeah, they're going into something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys caught that little hint or homage, but MJF, when he first started, I believe he said he was saying something. He goes, "It's true, it's true."
Oh yeah.
If you caught that, and obviously, Kurt Angle is apparently going to be on the Jericho cruise, so
yes.
I don't know if he was hinting at. I thought that might be Kurt Angle under the thing when he was saying that.
Oh, that would have been pretty cool, actually.
Right. So I wasn't. I was like, is that Kurt Angle under the thing, dressed as a clown, or what? Because he did say, he said it's true, it's true. I was like, oh shit. But then I guess maybe it's just like kind of a callback to the fact that he's going to be on Jericho's cruise next year. So,
right.
I thought that was a little thing that I don't know if many people caught. I hadn't heard anything on the few podcasts I listened to, but
yeah.
So, are you guys is you got enough on the end there? Because I'm gonna launch into the next.
Yeah, let's go into Dart. We actually don't really have a lot of time. And we're gonna, I'm sure, make this quite memorable.
Let me. We need like a sound here, like get the flames. So we need like some produced. We need somebody to
get the flames.
We need somebody to produce us a get the flames segment.
Yeah.
So we can play that. Okay, so this was the death of the Dark Order, in my opinion. I won't say that it's not redeemable, but I think it was the nail in the coffin. All right. Us here on Uncensored are fans of Dark Order. I don't know if Alan's been on board as long as me. I've been on board since the beginning.
You have.
All right. I believe Alan has come along and started becoming a Dark Order fan. I've been from day one. Give him the chance. I thought Uno looked great while everybody shit on him. Thought he could talk. I thought he could wrestle. Of course, the last show before they went off for Christmas break, you had that creeper fucking not punching Dustin, which gave more people ammunition. I felt they had started to rehab their look and their vibe in the company. And then, Brodie goes out there. He smashes Cody. Just demolishes him. Takes the title. We from that point we get some good stuff and some lackluster stuff in the what is it, 5, 6, 7, whatever the fuck it was.
5 weeks. It was 5 weeks.
5 or 6 weeks now, I think. Yeah.
Right between that and this dog collar match, where you've had some ups and downs. We've had the pay-per-view. They shouldn't have lost that tag match. We felt that they definitely should have been crushing guys, running in, smashing dudes. Just what they did in those segments with Cody and the Nightmare family, they should have been doing in a general sense, and really taking back Dark Order and giving the people a totally different vibe from them. However, I got shit on by some people, not a lot, because a lot of people agreed, but I went on Twitter. I was like, you know what? Let me tweet about this a little bit. I got on the AEW Twitter, and I started, they had commented about congratulations, so I started reading people's comments, and then I, of course, agreed with a lot of the comments saying they buried him. They buried Dark Order. They buried Brodie. Then, of course, I got these people that they go, you don't know what buried means. Motherfucker, buried means a lot of things. I'm not talking Vince McMahon burying you because he hates you. I'm not talking Hulk Hogan burying you because he wants to be the man and he, God forbid, anybody politically gets above him. Not that kind of bury, man. There is a way to bury a person or a group or an angle just by booking it wrong. You're burying. So don't fucking tell me I don't know what burying is. All right, there's a lot of different terms. There's a lot of ways to say what burying people is. It's not just one particular way to bury a person. All right, and basically what AEW did was they buried Dark Order. I'm not going to say they didn't bury Brodie Lee per se as a wrestler, but in burying Dark Order, you're burying Brodie Lee. All right. You use basically Brodie Lee as a transitional champion just so Cody could be off TV for 4, 5, 6 weeks, only to come back and take the title back. Okay, match aside, match was good. Match was pretty good. Couple little things. Goes back to something we talked about earlier. We'll get into that. When you do that, you take a team that was already suspect in a lot of fans' minds, and you totally fucking shit on it when people are starting to get behind them. And the funny part is, looking at these tweets, I can see the people were getting behind them, because I'd say 80% of the tweets were against what went down, and they were like, this is fucking bullshit. They got buried. They got done wrong. So they were rehabilitating Dark Order in the eyes of the fans, and they basically shit all over them. And maybe the people, as in myself and Alan and people who support them, Jim. I don't know if you're a supporter of Dark Order.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, Jim, and these people that are now supporters that weren't early on, maybe they've I don't know, I can't think of the term, like they've embattled them to now we're going to be bigger Dark Order fans and we're going to shout Dark Order louder. So hopefully that happens out of this, but just really fucking disappointed, man. I mean, we said it over the weeks. I don't know how many more ways we could say it. It was a ball drop in my opinion. Can they get back the steam that they had with that title win? I don't know if they can. I don't know if they're planning to. I mean, what do you guys think? In terms of this whole scenario and what happened. I mean, we got Flames on for a fucking reason. So,
do you remember how excited I was after that episode where Cody and his family get destroyed?
Yeah.
I was making NWO comparisons. I was saying I became a believer in AEW after this. This is what turned me into a fan.
Yes.
Anybody can use the word bury however they want. Right. This didn't bury Brodie Lee. This didn't bury the Dark Order. In my mind, and you want to say I'm exaggerating, you could say I'm exaggerating. This buried AEW. This buried the fucking wrestling business.
Okay.
This was the worst piece of garbage booking that I have seen ever since I became a wrestling fan back in 1984. All right?
Damn.
This was utter dog shit in the sense that you basically rewound this promotion to where it was before that night. Cody's champion again. Oh, we're going to defend this weekly again. Here comes Orange Cassidy. You're my next opponent. You could have taken everything that happened in the 6 weeks before this and flushed it down the toilet in terms of what happened here.
100%.
It's as if it didn't happen. It's as if that entire block of time and block of episodes did not happen. I don't know who was responsible for this. I don't know. You would almost think if you were cynical enough that this was punishing Brodie Lee or punishing somebody with this kind of a decision. Because from a storytelling...
That's a WWF fan
mindset.
I'm
just saying, maybe you're right. But I could see a cynical person thinking that because there's no other way to try to explain how this type of piss-poor storytelling makes it through to become part of a professionally produced wrestling program. I just can't understand it.
It goes to what we spoke about last week where you didn't need to take the title off Cody for Cody to be off TV. You get him wrecked. Keeps the title. Brodie wrecks him. He's out for 5 weeks. Busted ribs, broken jaw. You give him a reason to be out 5 weeks. He maintains the title those 5 weeks. Okay? Like I said, Brodie did not have, I don't know if I said this on the show last week or if we were personally talking, Brodie did not have many defenses in that 4, 5, 6 week period, whatever the fuck it was. So it wasn't the weekly Cody thing. So it was no loss of the TNT title being aired on television. You get what I'm saying? So for me, it's like you didn't even need to do this. You didn't need to prop the Dark Order up only to fucking rip them back down. You know what I'm saying? So,
I'm sorry. I don't think they're redeemable after this. I don't think Dark Order's redeemable after this. I don't think Brodie's redeemable after this. I don't think this program... Dude, they had such an opportunity. And I know we get shit on every time we make the NWO comparisons, but they had that opportunity where you could have turned this into that kind of a story. With Dark Order just taking over, killing everybody, winning everything, beating the fuck out of people, having to call real ambulances, go out there and cause shit to happen where the cops show up thinking, what the fuck's going on? You could have had that, and they completely squandered it. And I said this to you guys privately. I'll say this here publicly. This is enough to make me not want to watch a show anymore. I'm doing it for this podcast. I'm doing this because I enjoy working with you guys and doing this bill every week. That's like one of the only reasons I'm really gonna be watching it, because this, to me, this is like watching a long running show that you watch, right? You're watching Walking Dead, or you're watching Game of Thrones, you're watching an actual program, and something happens that makes you go, fuck this shit, I'm turning this off. I have no reason to watch this anymore. That's kind of how I feel about this now, because where are we now? We're back to him defending this every week. We're back to having no dominant Dark Order, no dominant faction. Where are we? You got MJF. That's basically it. I don't know what other reason there is to watch this program after this. So
Jim, before we get your take, we'll go to Kenny. Kenny in the chat. He goes, I disagree with all this. I like the booking decision. Dark Order will be fine. They don't need the title to stay on top. Cody can bring more prestige to the title, more than Brodie can. I'll disagree with that.
Respectfully, yeah.
Respectfully. Cody is over, of course, and Cody don't need a title to be over. Brodie is over and doesn't need a title, but the whole point of him having the title elevates Dark Order, elevates everybody around him, and elevates that status. And also they can use that, especially coming off of dominating Cody how he did. They can use that domination to then go out and NWO motherfuckers by dominating everybody else. And it's just a perpetual domination, and everybody has to band together and be like, what the fuck, man? Dark Order is not to be played with. So in that terms, we can agree to disagree. And listen, man, so most stuff we're on board with, Kenny, but that one I can't agree with you on. Jimmy, shoot your flames, brother.
Fucking, first off, Keddy, you just fucking, you Fredo'd me, man. I thought we were friends.
No more shake and bake.
I knew it was you, Fredo. You broke my fucking heart. Look, I mean, again, I think we've all said it. The match was solid.
Yeah.
Match itself was solid.
I got a couple things in the match.
It fucking, solid. Dude, I swear to God, it was in my fucking head. Remember when you were a kid and you sat there and you blew the fucking balloon up and you blew it up and you blew it up, and then you sat there and you fucking let it go and it just,
yeah.
That's what happened. That's what fucking happened. It was horrible.
Instead of the pop, you got the fucking.
It's not even, dude. Dude, I wouldn't even call what Brodie Lee did, those like a transitional champ, dude. He was treated like a fucking placeholder, a fucking bookmark.
Right. That's what kills it, and the fact they didn't book well. Dude, they didn't book it well enough.
They haven't been booking the Dark. Like I said, to circle back, dude. That John Silver match, I'm like, holy shit. Okay, well maybe we are gonna see. A really big turn for the Dark Order, who had been on such a fucking losing streak, right. and it was horrible. And the booking, same thing like with you on Twitter. I went on Instagram. People, you don't know what the fuck you mean buried. Some people were even going as far as being like, you just you're the same as Triple H. I felt that I felt that way somewhat because you remember the first pay-per-view, Cody comes out and he's throne breaker, he's making fun of Triple. Dude, you're doing the same, you're doing the allegedly the same shit. You wanted to go do whatever you had to do, and now that you want your fucking title back.
Right.
And it's bullshit. The only way this can be saved in my eyes, and to still have that same it would even elevate it more, because you guys are talking about the NWO and you're talking, the only thing I can think of is when they fucking showed up that night on WCW out in the parking lot, and they just wasted the fuck out of everybody. I don't think anybody who's been a wrestling fan for many years can forget the look and sound of Nash throwing Mysterio into that fucking trailer, that crunch and everything. That is the only way you can say that they need to come back and they just need to fucking wreck shop on doesn't matter if it's other heels, everybody. You need to come back and you need to lay everybody the fuck out and just assert your dominance. And, because, I mean, I'm sure Brodie Lee has, he'll have the, and I don't know what they do for their, champions rematch clause shit or whatever, but he should have that. So, I mean, you can't just turn right back around and give him the strap back. Obviously, he's got it, but you have to have that kind of dominant build. I mean, they really have to run in there and fuck everybody up if there's going to be any chance to say this. Because I'm almost in the same spot as Alan, because I hadn't watched wrestling, here and there, and AEW really gave me hope. And with that match, it just fucking killed me. For what? For what?
Or, what you can also do, you can have Eric Rowan come out, right? Eric Rowan comes out next week, beats the shit out of Brodie Lee, and says, you can't run this fucking organization. I can run this fucking group, all right? Beats the shit out of him for losing this strap, and then he takes over, and he does exactly what you say. Something like that.
No, they're two.
That's Barry and Brodie.
Eric.
That's
Eric
the real
Rowan,
Barry.
Eric Rowan would never do that, only because of the fact that these guys, in real life, these two are actually really close. I mean,
sure. I mean, I'm trying to think of some way to say this from a storytelling perspective, is what it is.
No,
I'm not
for
thinking
storytelling,
about.
there's no way. There's no way, because you just came. No, because you just came from a promotion where it would have been something like that. Don't matter if you're fucking friends or not. You're either gonna do it, or here's your fucking walking papers. See you later, because within this building, in the confines, I fucking Vincent, whatever, JK LMNOP McMahon, am fucking God. So you do what I say, or I fucking bury you, or you get shown your papers. AEW doesn't strike me as that, ever. No. Not once. They may have shitty booking, but they listen to their wrestlers. So I can only hope there's some kind of direction for this.
I think
I can only hope.
I can't say save it, but I would say we've spoke about it. I think Rowan coming in and basically being that next level guy to stand on the same level as Brodie would be good. Not same level as in terms of he's in charge, but same caliber wrestler. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like you had Hogan, Hall, Nash. Then you had the trickle downs. Then you had obviously Savage when he joined and Giant when he joined. So you had those guys, and then you had the trickle downs down the card. They already have the down the card guys. They need the top guys. They need more than one top guy.
Yeah, so maybe Rowan is born as reinforcements. Maybe Brodie brings him as a reinforcement, brings in another big guy. Right.
It's got to be Rowan, first of all. Second of all, if you're going to make these dude, Hogan was fucking Uno. Hogan was the mouthpiece. They had because they needed that third guy, but it was more of a mouthpiece thing. You had fucking Hall and Nash. Who's more Hall and Nash than fucking Rowan and Brodie Lee? You had two dominant motherfuckers who didn't give a shit and fucking took it by any means. You need, that is the only thing that if you bring him in, and you let them fucking just run through the entire organization, let them do this. Okay, yeah. Will it be NWO-esque? Sure, but you know what? It fucking works. It works.
Put a new spin on shit that worked. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Which I thought is what they were doing. That was the whole idea of what I thought they were doing.
I think we had wishful thinking, and I thought they dropped the. That was our wishful thinking, and I thought they dropped the ball even after he won the title in doing so, because they made them lose that tag match at the pay-per-view at All In. So
yeah, we kept commenting.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
They're not. Yeah. We said it multiple times. Listen, maybe it's just our hopes weren't what they were going with, and we think we're right, and we think they're wrong, and maybe that's why we're so disappointed. Maybe they're going to be right in the long run. Who the fuck knows?
I'm just disappointed because they've always I'm trying to think of, not directly build themselves as like, we're anti, establishment wrestling, the establishment being, we're not going to fucking treat our guys like WWE, they've always been like that. So for them to pull this kind of move, I think that's, within the, the diehard faithfuls, that's why you get this sudden knee-jerk reaction. And I mean, and the icing on the cake on top of it too is, did we really need another fucking blubbery fucking I'm the fucking dude? It was
right.
Like a
we did
exactly promo from Cody. I don't fucking need. I'm for you guys. I'm gonna be your dude. Nobody fucking cares. Read the comments. Everybody hates you.
Right, and we talked about this. If this was going to happen, if this outcome was going to happen, this should have happened after a long road of recovery at their Starrcade, at their WrestleMania. That's where you have something like this take place after there's a lot of heartache and a lot of broken bones and a lot of running roughshod. Then you finally bring Sting in. Again, I'm putting the parallels together there. But, to be clear, it wasn't Brodie Lee alone who was disserviced here. It was the Dark Order who was disserviced here.
Oh yeah,
it was not Brodie. Like all these people saying Brodie got buried. Brodie got buried. No, Dark Order.
Dark Order got buried. Brodie and the Dark Order got buried.
Yeah, it was that entire group and that entire story. That story got buried.
Mm-hmm.
Now here's some background for you, though. Okay, here's a little information, research. So it was rumored. Oh well, I'm about to fucking change
First
that.
guy researching.
Flip the fucking script here because it was rumored back in let's see, when did they start making their turn? Was it October, November? When the Dark Order started turning around, it had been rumored that Tony Khan himself had taken over the direction of the Dark Order from writers, whoever the fuck, whoever was,
probably the Young Bucks.
Well, and that's my question now. Like, did they turn? Where the fuck was Tony Khan during all of this? What happened? Because you were on, and so in these last couple of weeks, the Dark Order has just fucking nosedive.
I think he said that everything goes through him, but he's the final say. But he's not the only guy coming with ideas. He'll take every wrestler's ideas. They'll pick and pull what's good, but he is the final say on where it goes. So he's the final say. If this was Cody, he's the final say. If he felt Cody needed to drop the title for 5 weeks, he was the reason they did that. So it was a bad decision by Tony Khan if that was the case. If this was just a filler spot for Cody to be off TV. We'll never truly know, I don't think. And even if they tell us, it's going to be what they want us to hear, not what maybe truly happened. So this is all speculation, but you can't look at it but any other way but what it is, what we see. Face value. I mean, he's gone, he's back, he gets it. He's leaving, he drops it. He's back, he gets it. So,
not only that, okay, let's say this though too. Not only does it fuck with the Dark Order, it kind of fucking tarnishes that title a little bit too. Because what is it? Is it Cody? I feel like it's Cody's title as of right now. I feel like it's Cody's title to do what the fuck he pleases with it.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I got another acting gig. I got to go do something here. I'm going to go drop the strap to fucking Joey Janella of all people. That way when I come back in fucking 25 days, I can get my strap back real quick.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I really think that, that title, you want to make it prestigious, right? Cody held it for a pretty long time. Not a long time, but a pretty long time. You want to make it more prestigious. You can't have the second champion be a fucking 5-week run, man.
No.
What does that say? What is that saying? What is that putting out there about that title?
And not after going all in on that guy doing the 5-week run of making him look like $1 million and making his whole group look like $1 million.
No, you might as well turn that thing into another fucking 24/7 title.
Yeah.
And if you follow any types of little tiny blurb, again, I'm not a fucking WWE guy. I only know where I catching fucking news and little blurbs. Dude, that shit is so fucking asinine. But with a 5-week run, you've probably had 24/7 champions who have held that belt fucking longer than Brodie Lee held a television title, which in any other wrestling promotion, that TV title, it fucking means something. It's supposed to mean something. And with that little tiny run, now what did you do that for? I don't know. Me personally, as a fan, I feel like that title is fucking tarnished now, unless they do something to turn it around.
I've got to run in a couple minutes, but the last thing I do want to say is that the idea of just now we're going to watch next week and we're back to where we were, and is the challenger of the week, even if it's Orange Cassidy. Unless Orange Cassidy goes full blown heel and he brings out the Dark Order and like I'm in charge now, then maybe I'll be like, But outside of that, it's just like, what's this gonna be?
Yeah, let him put on a fucking mask and his hands and his,
I want to see something shocking next week to counter this. And if I don't see something shocking next week to counter this, if it's just the same old rigmarole, then
no. This is when runouts would be good, because it should be. Here's my thing. You want to fix this? It should be anytime Cody defends that fucking title, the Dark Order comes out and beats the fuck out of everybody in that ring. DQ. Cody is forced to hang on to the point where he wants to fucking get rid of it, because no matter what he does, the Dark Order is going to come out and fuck him up.
Right. Even if he finishes the match, they come out and they beat them all up.
Exactly.
That's actually a great fucking booking idea.
That is good booking.
TK, take note.
Yeah, if you're listening to this. Seriously.
And I'm going to need royalties on that if you use that, please. As the old Heath Slater would say, I got kids to feed.
We want Heath. We want Heath. We want Heath.
My only other comment on this whole entire fucking ordeal, it goes along with the belt. You wasted and also ruined the power, because going into this match, it was, holy shit, we haven't had a dog collar match in how long? Let's think back to 1983, Piper and Hammer.
And they had Valentine there. Did you guys see they had Valentine there? That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I couldn't tell if he really had, if he was really like, oh my God, let me sell the blading, or if he was like, what in the actual fuck are they doing right now? Like at the end. I think, but again, so now not only have you tarnished the title, you've tarnished a fucking match that hasn't been used very much, because it is but it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It just it killed me, man. It fucking killed me. And I think, again, TK, if you're listening, use my fucking that is one of the few ways that you can bail this shit show out. It's either that or they come out NWO, you call up fucking Bischoff and the rest of the boys, figure out how they really fucking sold that shit. Go listen to the podcast he does with the other guy. Listen about that.
3 weeks. There you go.
And well, dude, they got, let's be honest, fucking Conrad Thompson's got what, 50 some odd fucking pot. He's got JR. He's got.
Oh yeah, I've lost track of all the shows that he runs now. It's crazy.
But that's you need to do something. You have to rectify this situation. I think if everybody was on board for this, I don't think they completely thought it through on how the fans were really going to react towards this. I mean, if there had been people in the stands, you probably could have got a fucking NWO moment for Cody when Hogan turned fucking heel, and they were remember that shit, dude? They were throwing fucking batteries into the ring. That's how wherever the fuck you got batteries from, you know, they were just, people lost their shit.
Yeah.
And I think if you had had a crowd that night at that, you might have got as close as they would have, you know, under today's standards, you would have been able to get to that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's cap this off real quick with a couple notes about the match itself. It was a good match. It was a really good match. It wasn't a bad match, but as AEW does. Even in a fucking dog collar match, as if that wasn't enough, you had Arn run in. You had, you know, John Silver that, like, being in a dog collar match wasn't enough. You needed Arn to come in, get the spine buster, roll out, whatever the fuck happened to him. You still had to have a run in. They go for a table spot, right? The table's set up. They don't get to the table spot. They hit commercial. They got picture in picture. When do they hit the table spot? In picture during a fucking commercial.
Great production as always.
You hit a table spot in the middle of a fucking commercial, bro. What is wrong with you? Those are the two drawbacks of the match to me. Other than that, the match was fucking phenomenal. I was shocked at how much they did with the chain, to be honest with you. You know, Brodie did lose his chain off the collar at one point, which kind of sucks.
That was gonna be my comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Cody lost it once as well too. The referee ran it a couple times. And what I think what fucked it up even more too was it I think JR mentioned it, you know. You can see the chain coming off it's like, you know, I only kind of noticed Brodie's, and I think that's when they mentioned it. I thought he said,
yeah.
I mean, Cody, Brodie, it sounds the fucking same. So, but I didn't.
I noticed it.
I noticed it, but I didn't notice it as much.
Right. He drew more attention to it.
Yeah. So I mean, again, yeah. I mean, Arn with the fucking dude. He changed the name of that move to the fucking hip buster because that's what it looked like.
I love Arn. He's one of my all-time favorites.
The original Four Horsemen, fucking love those guys. I love them all to death. But, you know, dude, even fucking Flair knew when it was time to just, you know, be a quote-unquote valet or manager or whatever. You know, you didn't see him run.
Well, no, he doesn't really know, but...
Well, his handlers know.
Yeah.
What can I say? But, you know, it was just...
Fifi knows. Listen,
yeah,
Fifi knows.
Yes, Fifi knows.
You don't really see Tully doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just... It's like, all right, dude. Like, you know, hang him up. Be a fucking manager. Do whatever. You know, love the guy to death. I'm not trying to shit, you know... I make light of the subject only because it was rough to watch somebody that I enjoyed as a kid growing up out there fucking struggling like that.
In a spot he doesn't need to be in, because let's face it, it's a fucking dog collar match and you don't need more involvement in the fucking match. Plain and simple. If it was Dark Order coming in and hoarding the match for some purpose, makes a ton of fucking sense. But for Arn, I don't even remember why Arn came in. I think he kind of just like, I guess he saw John Silver was on the apron.
Was it Silver? Was it Silver or was it the other fucking long-haired dude? Yeah, somebody was there. I don't think it was because Silver had already gone out. Because remember, Silver got busted open. Right. So it was somebody else.
Arn I felt like didn't Arn get in the ring on his own, or was somebody in the ring? I think it was just Arn standing in the ring facing with Brodie, right?
Yeah. Arn was facing Brodie, and then somebody jumped in, and that's when Arn fucking hit him with the spine buster. And
yeah. So what was the fucking purpose of Arn even being in the ring? Just to get Brodie's attention, or you know, he could have did that from the outside. He didn't need to be in the ring. They didn't need to do all that. You know what I mean? So. That
Same
was
purpose
disappointing.
Dustin had to be there for Brandy back on Dark.
Yeah, that made a ton of sense.
Next match, bring back the fucking shark cage days from the old school NWA when they fucking throw
Cornette up there. Yeah,
there you
go. Cornette, fucking JJ Dillon.
JJ, Yep.
Fucking even what's his name? Fucking Kevin Sullivan. They put him in a fucking shark cage one time. I remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what do you guys got anything else on that match that you want to?
No, I got to skedaddle a little bit actually, but
The Dark Order is dead.
Dark Order's dead. R.I.P. Dark Order.
Not in our eyes. We still love you, Dark Order, but the Dark Order, Dark Order is dead.
R.I.P. AEW unless you prove me wrong next week.
Shit. You hear that,
That's what I'm
TK?
saying.
Oh,
Hear that,
next
TK?
week.
R.I.P. AEW unless you prove me wrong next week.
Next week.
I want to come on here next Sunday and basically be like, I was wrong, guys.
Wow, he's giving him 1 week.
Okay, so wait, what are the stipulations to this 1 week? Does it have to be Dark Order related, or could it be anything within the show that fucking blows you away?
No, I want something that redeems Dark Order.
Oh, shit.
I want Dark Order specifically to be redeemed from this, man. I mean, because it's like, otherwise, what do you do? Otherwise, you could do something else that will shock me, and then all of a sudden I'll think 6 weeks later you're going to fuck that up too.
Jimmy's been totally consumed by the flames because he's on the camera. He's on the phone. There you go. He's back. He's on the phone, so it keeps his face keeps going in and out of the little box. There you go.
He's burning alive.
Are they around me? Or are they on the sides?
They're underneath. They're burning your beard right now.
You literally look like you're drowning in them.
Yeah, you were drowning in them. Now you're back.
Kenny, help me! Don't let the invisible flames get me. Shake and bake.
Oh yeah, Kenny sends we are. When you said you called him Fredo, he goes, "We are best friends, brother." LOL. I know you can't see it. It's in the YouTube chat, but
shit.
But all right, let's take the flames off here. Flames down, and flames down. Hopefully, Kenny enjoyed the flames there because he loves the flames. If we got somebody that could produce us a Get the Flames audio, that would be awesome because I will definitely incorporate it in. Get the flames! You know, something stupid. You know.
The only thing I could think of was there was a movie. I don't know if anybody's seen it, and I probably wouldn't be able to use it. Was The Crow. It was like the opening scene, or like shortly after he comes back, whatever. The fucking guys are outside, fucking screaming, "Fire it up! Fire it up!" They're fucking dancing around, getting all fucking ape shit. Something like that would be fucking hilarious too.
That's not bad.
So, all right, we're gonna end it here. As always, like, share, subscribe. Smash the like button, smash the bell, subscribe. Put all your friends on it. Take their phones. Like, share, subscribe on those too. Everything we do, uncensoredalliance.com. You get links to our email, our Twitter, our Facebook, all that shit. All the shows are on there, be it the YouTube and the podcast, so you can listen directly off the website as well. Twitter, at AEW Uncensored. No spaces, no underscores, none of that bullshit. All one word. Email us at AEW Uncensored Podcast at gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, love mail, hate mail, tell us to fuck ourselves, tell me I'm a male chauvinist pig, whatever the fuck you want to say. I will survive, I believe, if I get those emails. AEW Uncensored Podcast on Facebook. We have a group and a page. Like the page, join the group. Just put it in the search bar. Both should pop up right on top of each other. As always, you want to join us for a call-in on the show, hit us up on Skype, link in the description of the YouTube, link on our website, link on Facebook, link on Twitter bio. The link's fucking everywhere. If you're listening to the podcast version of this, you catch us live on YouTube every Sunday at 3:05 Eastern Time, United States Eastern Time. I don't know what the fuck Eastern is in other places. I don't want to try to even figure that out because, as we know, George is in Australia. It's not even Sunday in Australia right now. It's fucking Monday morning. So,
happy Monday, George.
Yeah, happy Monday, brother. I fucking hate Mondays, man. So, and as always, you catch the podcast on all third parties, podcast apps. Catch us on iTunes. That's the #1 in the world. So that is huge for reviewing us and sharing us from there. Liking it there, whatever the fuck, subscribing on there. So please write a review. got a review recently. I think it was Skylar, if I'm not mistaken. Fuck if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, but he dropped us a review on there. Thank you very much. I believe he was the one that emailed us a couple weeks back too. Let him know he was rocking with us every week. So rate us on iTunes. You catch us on Google Podcasts, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, and iHeart Radio. As always, I fucking do this way too long. I was thinking about doing just recording this one day and just hitting a button and letting it play and then jumping into the podcast. But then I thought, what fun would that be for people to listen to? If they're going to have to sit through this bullshit, at least sit through me sounding like a fucking moron and stuttering over myself every other week, because I can't get this all out in one good take without hemming and hawing. So I think they get a little more juice out of me doing it live. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. These guys, they're like, yeah, fuck off. We just want to get out of here.
Dude, not. You know what? I had a fucking. It all came back to me now. I told you I had a T-shirt fucking vision.
Oh, here we go.
Motherfuckers would come on the show. You gotta get a T-shirt that says, "I came on the Uncensored Alliance podcast, and all I got was this fucking T-shirt, or this lousy T-shirt." That would be a best fucking seller.
Listen. How about I came on the AEW Uncensored podcast, and they came on me.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Ladies, we'll get you Bill's address. You can
Whoa,
send
yeah.
all your foam vagina hats to Bill. He'll wear them on the air every week.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
He's down with it. Don't let him fool you.
Okay, I'll read. Okay, rewind. So we go. I came on the AEW Uncensored podcast, and all I got was shit on. How's that? That's better?
There you go. There you go.
Because if you say some stupid shit, we're going to shit on you. You know what I mean? Like, we love you, but we're going to shit on you. So I'm hoping we get some more call-ins.
Seriously, yeah, for sure.
We definitely need some call-ins, motherfuckers. If you're listening, come call in. Like, we want to hear your opinions. Because apparently we don't have popular opinions. So
it happens.
All right, everybody. Thank you again. We will see you next week. And Jimmy, thanks for joining us. And
thanks, Jimmy.
Everybody out there that listens, we love you. Thank you for joining us every week. Kenny, Eddie, the whole crew, George in the chat, all our dudes in the chat. Thank you very much as always. And we'll see you next week. All right? Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.